Hi teachers, I'm going to show you how to make a color wheel. The fastest and most efficient way that I know how, and I hope this helps you with prepping your materials for your color mixing lesson. You are going to need the construction paper that you're going to use to create the color wheels, a paper plate, a ruler, a pencil, a Sharpie, an eraser, and scissors. So those are the materials you need. Go ahead and grab those, come on back. You're going to start here with one piece of construction paper, and you are going to trace the paper plate upside down on your white piece of construction paper. Now, if you have, say, I'm just going to make numbers easy. Let's say you have 20 kids in your classroom. Ooh, wouldn't that be wonderful? You have 20 kids in your classroom. You would want to strategize for being able to cut 5 pieces of paper at a time. So what I mean by that is I've done a color wheel. I'm going to stack 4 more pieces of construction paper underneath this, and I'm going to use the top one to follow my scissors and cut this around. So let's say you have 20 kids, then that means 20 divided by 5 equals 4. You only need to trace 4 paper plates. So I'm going to trace this a little bit darker so you can see. So let's say you have 20 kids, 20 divided by 5 equals 4. You only need to trace the paper plate 4 on 4 different pieces of construction paper. If you have 30 kids, 30 divided by 5, 6, you need to trace it 6 times, and so forth. So you do the math on that. Then you take your construction paper that you traced, you put 4 more pieces underneath. I only have 1 here. Just go ahead and put 4 more pieces underneath. Then you're going to take your scissors, and you're going to cut along what you traced. When you're done cutting, you will have 5 circles. You will repeat that until you have finished cutting circles for all the kids in your class. Once you're done with this, then we're on to creating the wedges of the color wheel. I'm going to first show you a color wheel for primary and secondary colors only. So 3 primary colors, 3 secondary colors, so that means we need 6 wedges. To do that, what I do is I take and this you have to do individually for each one. You take the circle, you are going to fold it in half just slightly. I don't actually crease it, I just kind of bend it. Then I take it and I open it up, turn it, and I fold it in half again, just gradually. I don't crease it. And now I have folded it into quadrants. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 sections, okay? Now I'm gonna take my ruler. Remember, we're making 6 though. I'm gonna take my ruler, I'm gonna go right in the middle, and sometimes I'll just fold the paper over to make sure I'm right in the middle, and I'm gonna go straight line down. Okay, so now I have the color wheel divided into half. I'm gonna need to make 3 sections here, 3 sections here. So what I do is I use this little crease right here to eye it. And I do about a third, this helps me eye it. I do about a third of that and a third of that. So I take my ruler, and where my crease meets this line is where I kind of eye it. And I will make sure that's where my ruler intersects, where the crease is and the line is. And I just eye it, and I do about a third that way. I pick up my ruler, I do it again, I eye it, that's 1/3, that looks about 2/3. Here's my crease. I lay it so my first initial line intersects with that crease, and I eye it again, and I do my line like that, okay? So if you look, folding it this way, these 2 halves equal about the same space as these right here, okay? Then all I simply do, and I repeat that, I do it like an assembly line. I do all the tracing of the lines, and then once I have all of my kids' paper plate or color wheels sectioned, then I just do the numbers very, very lightly. I'm going to do it dark so you can see, but I just write the numbers 1 through 6 very lightly going around. So that gives the students direction. It helps the students know what number you're on when you are instructing them on where to put the paint. It gets a little bit confusing with color mixing because the primary colors are the odd numbers, so they have to paint red in 1, skip 2, paint yellow in 3, skip 4, paint yellow in 5. So it helps to have the numbers, it helps guide them, and then they do the secondary colors on the even numbers, 2, 4, and 6. Okay, so you have created a color wheel right here for, my opinion, at least for this school year, is this is for 1st through 3rd grade right here. All right, 4th through 6th grade, we're going to bump it up and include the tertiary colors. So we actually go from 6 to 12, and this is how you make it. Same thing, what you're gonna do is you're gonna fold it in half. Not terribly creased, like I said. Fold it into quarters, open it up. We're gonna make the first line, just like we did with the first color wheel that I showed you. I'm gonna divide the circle in half, nice and even. Now I need to get 6 sections here and 6 sections here. So what I do is let me think again. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, yeah. Okay, so what I do is I take my ruler and I'm gonna divide it into fourths here, right on that crease line. So you have it on that crease line, you have it on that crease line, and then we are going to make 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and all the way around. So I just eye it going forward, and I just know that in between I'm gonna make 2 lines here. So I eye it, that looks about 1/3 of this quadrant right here. I intersect it right there. I do it again, intersect it right at the middle again. So I've made these 3 and these 3. Now I can do the same thing going this way. Just do it 1/3, I eye it, and 1/3 again, I eye it. And then once I've made all of the sections for all of my kiddos, and I go around, and I start with number 1, and I go 12 all the way around. I'm gonna write it kind of dark for you to see, but generally when I'm making these for the kids, I write the numbers in lightly because they're gonna put the paint on. Especially doing the tertiary colors, it helps to have it numbered when guiding them to create the actual color wheel during the lesson. Okay, so this is how you make these 2 different color wheels. Last thing is the paper plates. And the way I number it, I'm just gonna use one side of the paper plate and then the other. So the way I number it is exactly the same way that this is gonna be numbered. So I go 1 and 4, top and bottom. And this is actually the order that I do it. I go 1 and 4, and then I go 2, 3, kind of eye it out so there's enough space in between, and then 5, 6, and I eye it out. 5, 6, and now you have your plate and your color wheel ready to go per student. Now, if I'm doing the plate for the color wheel to include the tertiary colors, I do the exact same thing, but I stretch the numbers out. I go, and I do the odds on the outside and the evens on the inside, and I'll show you what I mean by that. I go 1, 7, so on the very outer end of my plate, it's 1, 7. Again, you're not doing it, I'm just trying to save a plate here. You're not doing it on the outside of your plate. You are actually numbering your inside of your plate, okay? Please don't number on the outside. The paint will get all over the place. So 1, 7. And now I'm just gonna do the odd numbers on the outside. So the odd numbers, I'm gonna eye it again. 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11. And then on the inside of the plate, and the reason why I do this is to make it so there's enough room for the color mixing to happen all in one plate. I do the even numbers in between the odd numbers on the inside. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Again, you are doing it, well, I guess I could go like this. You are doing it so that the paint is cradled inside the plate, right? So that's the plate and what it will look like for color mixing primary, secondary, and tertiary colors, and this is the color wheel. I hope this is helpful. Good luck creating your materials for your kiddos. And those of you who are going to be using my lessons, I hope you guys enjoy the techniques I use. If you guys have any pointers for me, I am very open to hearing them, and I would appreciate your feedback. So good luck, and the next video I'm going to be sending out is going to be for those classrooms who are going to be doing tint and tone. I'm going to show you how to create a tint and tone strip. Okay, good luck, guys.